yeah, we're so glad you guys are here. We do want to continue our series in Lamentations. I just wanted to do something a little, because I thought that what they had to share was the most important thing we could hear today. But we do want to continue through because there's 5 weeks in September, and there's 5 chapters in Lamentations. It's almost like I did that on purpose. And this week, we're in Lamentations 3. And pretty soon in our life groups, we're actually going to get to watch the Bible Project video for Lamentations and get a lot of this sort of background and stuff. But chapter 3 is really the one chapter in Lamentations that has a very hopeful statement. So I want to read that together. It's in Lamentations 3, and it starts in verse 22. And the prophet writes, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. And I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore I will wait for him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord." And when I read this little bit, and I think about what does this mean? How can this impact? So in the last few weeks, we've been talking about some kind of deeper things, right? We talk about the pain that we all face and how God is there present with us, but he's also teaching us something. And sometimes we're there because, life is hard. And sometimes we're there, and more often we're there because we do stupid things. And we put ourselves in places where we experience pain. And today, just real quickly, I want us to consider, what are we waiting for in those moments? What are we waiting for? When we're in that dark place, that hard place, we're hoping the light at the end of the tunnel isn't a train coming straight at us. What are we waiting for? I think we see the things that we should be waiting for in those seasons, in these couple of verses. Because I think we're called to wait for his love. And the prophet begins, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed." I think we need to wait for his love in those seasons because his love is there. Because God loves to take our disasters and to turn them into something beautiful. God loves to take our wreckage and our mess and then use that as part of our story of how Jesus changes us and transforms us and how he can use those things for his kingdom purposes. So when we're broken, when we're hurt, we have to wait and remember, because of the Lord's great love, even in this moment of pain, we are not consumed. For his compassions never fail. And then it says, they are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. In the moment of pain, as we're waiting to see God's love, as we're waiting to see what's going to happen, we're waiting to see that God's going to be faithful and we're not going to be consumed by this thing that we face, we wait for the morning. Because someday it's going to come. The moments of pain don't last forever because God's love is new every morning. His faithfulness is great to us. Whatever we are facing in this moment, God will take us through it into what he has for us. The morning is coming. Even when it feels like we're in the darkest moments of our night. Lastly, what are we waiting for? We're going to wait quietly. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It's a good illustration because quietness feels a little awkward, doesn't it? It's too quiet. Sometimes we get a little like, is he going to say something? Is he not going to say something? Is it time to go home? Is it lunchtime? I don't know. When's he going to start talking again? especially in the moments of pain, in the moments where life isn't going the direction that we think it should. It's very easy to take those moments and to fill them with noise. What we're really doing in those moments, often when we're facing pain, we're facing hurt, is we'll do anything that we can to distract us from what is going on in our hearts. And so we fill our lives with noise, with Netflix, with friends, with sometimes things that are bad for us. Drugs, alcohol. We fill it with noise. We noise. And God challenges us. It's good to wait quietly sometimes. Sometimes those moments of pain when our native urge is to distract ourselves and to consume something so that we don't have to feel what we're feeling. What we really need to do is something we see Jesus actually model for us in the New Testament, when he goes to a quiet place and he prays. Goes to somewhere quiet. It's good to wait quietly. What are we waiting for? In our wilderness, the series Rivers in the Wilderness, right? We're in the middle of the wilderness. We need water. We need to find that river. So when we're in those moments, our rivers are found when we wait for his love. When we eagerly wait for the morning that we know is going to come. And when we take those times and we ensure that instead of filling our lives with noise, we wait quietly and listen for the still small voice of Jesus. But then interestingly enough, there's verse 25. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. In all of the things we are waiting for, if you're in a moment of pain, if you're in the wilderness and you're waiting for these things to come out, and you're waiting to find the morning, what I don't want you to wait for is to seek Jesus in those moments. We want to wait to encounter his love. We want to wait for the morning. We want to wait quietly. All those moments of waiting are actually also moments of seeking, where more than ever before we need to pray. Where more than ever before we need to dive into the Bible and look for the words of hope that Jesus has for us there. Well, more than ever before, we need to encounter the empowering Spirit of God to send us forward on his mission. We wait, but we don't wait in the wilderness to seek Jesus. Instead, we find out that the Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to those who seek him. Would you pray with me?